It is in the context of crisis that we meet at this segment, said one of the speakers at the Ministerial Plenary Session of COP15. Humanity is experiencing unprecedented environmental challenges, including biodiversity loss and climate change.
Biodiversity and climate change are closely interlinked, with terrestrial and marine ecosystems serving as critically important carbon sinks. At the same time, climate change acts as a direct driver of biodiversity and ecosystem services loss. Our research estimates that low-income countries could lose around 10% of their GDP annually by 2030 if select ecosystem services, such as those of forests, fisheries, and pollinators, collapse.
Our world faces a triple crisis, from accelerating climate change to the unprecedented socioeconomic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic to the continued degradation of ecosystems and biodiversity. It is now time for all countries to rethink and redesign their path to progress. Finance is at the very center of this transformation, not least because many investments are inflicting immense damage on our natural world. For instance, a new UN report has found that 9 out of $10 paid to farmers every year in agricultural support actually harm nature and fuel the climate crisis.
During the session, leaders and experts from international organizations, including UNESCO, UNDP, and ILO, talked about the efforts they have made in tackling problems caused by environmental crisis.
The first step we can take is join forces to protect the 30% of the planet by 2030. This 30% must be representative in order to preserve all the key ecosystems.
Working with key partners, including the Adaptation Fund, the Global Environment Facility, and the Green Climate Fund, we currently support a $3.2 billion portfolio in 138 countries that is invested in ecosystem management and biodiversity conservation. Since the year 2000, we have supported communities to restore over 1.3 million hectares of mangroves and forests, to give just one example of our contribution.
In 2015, ILO has adopted ILO guidelines for just transition towards environmentally sustainable economies and societies for all. As we recover from COVID-19, the guidelines provide guidance to governments, employers, and workers for greening recovery packages and green development in areas such as ecosystems preservation and biodiversity conservation. UN Secretary General and ILO Director General called last month to create 400 million jobs by 2030, including green economy employment, and to extend social protection floors to all for human-centered recovery from COVID-19.
The experts have also called on governments and organizations to back every commitment with policies, legislation, and delivery, and to enhance international cooperation in terms of biodiversity conservation.